Yeah, that is literally it. So it's an you saw how I looked before, right? Like I didn't look like this. So I feel like this is a really good improvement, like without looking like I've actually got a lot of makeup on. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel, which is all about educational beauty. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create the invisible makeup look. I'm not talking about the no makeup look. I'm not talking about barely there makeup. I'm talking about the fact that it doesn't look like you're wearing any makeup. Like it looks like you just got up from, like you got out of bed. You woke up like that. So anyway, before we head into this video, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And I'm over on Instagram, so I'll see you there. Now let's jump straight into the video. So I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while, how to do the invisible makeup look, because there is a way. We're going to go through all of that. And I know, can we just appreciate the tan right now? Because I have tanned so much. I've just got back from my staycay. I mean, look at that. You don't even want to see the rest. It's crazy. Yeah, I've had a really good staycation for my birthday and I had the most amazing messages from you guys. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy to see that all of you guys are coming over to Instagram too, because obviously I check that daily, whereas YouTube, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to do it daily. There's just a lot, you know, it's really hard to manage so many platforms. I'm trying my best. But thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your nice messages, all of the kind words that you guys have sent. It made my birthday. Literally, I was so happy. So, okay, moving on, we're going to start off with skincare, because when you want to do this kind of like invisible look where it doesn't look like you're really wearing any makeup, then you've got to make sure that you prep your skin correctly. So I'm going to start off with a few products that I'm currently loving, and as you guys know, I do love the Wind products. I'm going to be using the Wind Oasis Fresh, which is a dissolving jelly cleanser, and actually what's great about it is you do apply it onto dry skin first and then you kind of wash that off. So okay, let's get started. So I only really use a small amount, like it's probably a pea-sized amount, and I just start kind of, I should have kind of like clipped my hair back, but you know. What I do love about this cleanser is like it doesn't feel oily at all. I love that. When you start actually rinsing it off, it goes kind of white and it's like a milky texture, and it just kind of, it leaves your skin really hydrated. You don't feel like your skin is tight after washing it, and it's pH balanced, vitamin C, and it's very brightening as well. So I feel like I get a nice brightness and like even tone finish to my skin, which is great for kind of makeup application when you don't want to look like you're wearing makeup. Okay, you can see it's all on, it's all like glistening and everything. I'm gonna go wash this off. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've washed it off, I've dried off my face, and now I'm gonna move on to a mask that I use, I'd say probably once a week, sometimes twice a week, but I love this mask to kind of like just get all the dirt out of my pores and just kind of like really keep it clean. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm gonna put this on. Some of you may be wondering, why am I putting a mask on after cleansing my skin? I don't know actually, maybe you guys do the same as me, but I always feel that I like to cleanse my face, so just get rid of all the rubbish, and then I put on my mask, because then it's on like as clean as it can get. You know, if you're gonna put this on kind of like dirty skin or with buildup, I feel like, you know, I want to get rid of that in the easiest way possible first, so that this really gets to work on whatever is there that you can't seem to get rid of. Plus I like the finish this gives after I've taken it off, so I don't really want to wash it again after, because I feel like this takes out all the dirt. So this is actually it's Atlas Pure by Wind. It's a purifying whipped mask, and what I do love about this is it doesn't dry out on the skin, so you won't, even though it's a clay mask, it won't dry out and get all cracked. So I'm just going to put this all over. I love, sometimes I apply this in targeted ways. So like I apply it on the areas that I feel like I need that extra helping hand with just kind of like purifying my skin, because maybe I can feel that my skin's maybe a little bit congested. Now you leave this on for like 5 minutes. You can leave it on for 10 minutes if you want. Like I've left it on for 10 minutes and it's totally fine. What it does is it basically helps to draw out the impurity without drying out the skin. Again, it doesn't strip the skin. And that's another thing that I love about the Wind products, because I feel like if your skin feels super tight after washing it or after putting a certain product on, for me, that means that it's stripped my skin a little bit, you know? So I don't want to strip my skin. I want to get rid of like whatever impurities there are. I want to get rid of what I don't want there, but I also want my natural oils to still be there, because that I feel is the best way. This also does have salicylic acid in it, which I am obsessed with. Salicylic acid is the best thing ever when it comes to just kind of avoiding breakouts or treating breakouts. So I absolutely love it. So that's another thing that I love about this clay, is that it does have that in it. So as well as kind of drawing out the impurities, that salicylic acid is there too, to kind of like get to work. So I feel like this kind of really, you know, keeps my skin clean, and it's a great prep for when I know that you're going to see my skin more, if that makes sense. Because if I'm putting like a full glam look on, I feel like, you know, as much as I like it to look not caked or overly heavy, equally you're not going to really see my skin as much as what you would do if I didn't have any makeup on. And with this kind of look, we're not really going for a full-on like look. We're going for something which kind of looks very kind of invisible, you know. You want to look like you can see your skin, its actual skin, and you can see those good flaws, as I like to call them. And this is something that really helps, because it just helps your skin to look its best self before actually going ahead with your makeup. So it just makes the job much easier for you. So I'm going to leave this on for another like kind of 5 minutes. Let's kind of, you know, speed this up a little bit, and then we can get to work. Okay, so I think it is time for me to go wash this off. I'm going to be back in a sec, but I kind of wanted you guys to see, like, that's why I kind of like waited here while, you know, rather than kind of rushing off. I wanted you guys to see how it doesn't actually dry out. It hasn't dried out. You know that horrible tightness you get when you put a clay mask on and it all dries out and it looks like, or just dry clay, and it takes forever to get it off. And this is just really easy. It's just really easy. It draws out the impurities, keeps my skin feeling nourished. So anyway, let me go ahead and wash this off, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back and washed it all off. Skin feels super buttery, doesn't feel tight, feels nourished, feels like balanced and just perfect. So we're gonna head into the makeup part shortly, but before we do, I just wanna add some Oasis Splash, which is like my glow tonic from Wind. So this is like 97% completely natural. Everything is in there is like orange blossom. It helps to like give you that really nice fresh feeling on the skin. Your skin feels awake, it looks awake. It gives you this really nice kind of natural glow as well. So it comes in a really cute little bottle. Well, it's not little, it's a good size for what you pay for it. So I'm gonna just kind of splash some into my hand. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. It smells like orange popsicles. I like to just press this in. Just kind of like wakes my skin up. Okay, so now that I've put my tonic on, I'm gonna go in with a tinted moisturizer, because this look is all about having an invisible look. So your best bet is to use a tinted moisturizer. Now the one that I'm using is the Cover FX Luminous Tinted Moisturizer, and I'm using the shade Tan. I'm so happy about that because I've had this lying around and I haven't been able to use it because it's been too dark for me. And it's the perfect color now because I'm so tanned right now. So okay, we're gonna get this on the fingers. Now I'm actually gonna apply this like with my fingers all over. What I love about this, see, when you first put it on, it looks like it's too dark, but actually when you start like putting it in, like my face is much lighter than my body as well, so this is like, it's just the perfect color to give me, like, match my body. There you go, I love it. See, look, now I'm more matched to my actual neck. I don't know why I just don't tan on my face. Maybe it's because I like put so much SPF on when I'm tanning anyway. I don't actually wear SPF daily. I don't, because from what I've read, there is a lot of stuff in SPF isn't great for your skin in the long run. So I only put it on if I'm going to be outside for long periods of time. I am so much happier with this color because I feel like it just matches my neck perfectly now, because like I said, I have the problem of generally not tanning on my face a lot, no matter, even when I'm tanning by like the pool, like on my staycay, I do put a little bit of makeup on, I'm gonna be honest, but one of the days I didn't put any on and I just put my SPF on and I just didn't tan. tan like on my face. And I love the fact that now I can use this to match my neck, because when you first put it on, you could really see the difference. Like, it's not the same color as my face, but it matches my neck perfectly, which works great because I hate it when, you know, you're tanned everywhere and then you look at pictures and your face is really white. So it works good for me. So anyway, now that we've got that on, that's our tinted moisturizer. What I do love about this moisturizer is it is obviously nourishing and it is hydrating, but at the same time, it doesn't leave like a horrible shiny finish, because I've used some tinted moisturizers and they leave this weird shiny finish, and sometimes they're a little bit too gray for me. This is like perfectly bronzed for me, so I love it. We are going to be putting some concealer on, but there's a certain way of putting it on so that it doesn't look like you're actually wearing concealer, and it just brightens those areas. Now I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer because this color is amazing for my tan at the moment. It's warm beige, and what I'm going to do, and it blends really easily, so it isn't actually as thick as Tarte Shape Tape, so it's perfect for this type of look. So what I'm going to do is I want to kind of like brighten the eye area a little bit, so I'm gonna just work on the eyelid first, and you'll see that this is more than enough, and we're gonna kind of like blend it in. So this is my Hourglass brush in number 6, and all I'm doing is just kind of brushing this into the inner part of the eye. I'm just taking it into the inner corner so it covers up that kind of like darkness there. And if you use a really soft brush, you'll get a really nice diffused look. So you don't have to use a sponge. If you want to use a sponge, you can, but I always find that if I do use a sponge for a look like this, then I feel like I can't really target areas because the sponge is a little bigger. Can you see how we've already got a really nice kind of proper like skin color? That wasn't good English. Proper skin color. Good skin color. So you can do the same on this side. Okay, so I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape setting powder. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of getting the powder puff that comes in there and just going to very lightly press on top. And then I get my Real Techniques brush and just kind of like take it off. Just dust it off. Now what I'm going to do, because I've got dark circles, I'm actually going to color correct a little bit because I feel like I don't want to have to rely on using too much concealer. So the color corrector is going to really help to kind of brighten those areas. And I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury in 3, which is tan. And I'm just going to get my finger, warm it up. So I'm just kind of like warming it up like that. And then just kind of like patting it onto my under eye area. Anywhere else that you feel that you've got a little bit of darkness, you can add this. Like, for example, I like to add it here if I'm doing this kind of look. And also just around the nostrils here. Now we're going to go in with this concealer. And not too much. I mean, way less than I usually do. So I just applied it here because that's going to give us some lift, and then the inner corner here, just under the eye, when you start spreading it out, it ends up covering this whole area anyway, so you don't really need to apply it anywhere else. Okay, just a tiny dot here where I've applied my color corrector. I'm going to get my brush again, and this is where we're going to just kind of like buff this out. So can you see I'm just dragging it towards the center of the under eye area, and slowly this will start to kind of like melt into the skin. And I'm going to do this side first so you can really see. You've got to really make sure you've like kind of blended it into the skin so there's no obvious kind of separation there. And what I like to do is whatever's left on the brush, I take that onto other areas where I feel like maybe I've got some discoloration or uneven skin tone or just kind of like blemishes. I quite like the blemishes like whatever you want to call them, sunspots, like, I don't know, discoloration. I quite like it around my nose, so when I am doing a look like this, I don't mind it being as visible. Can you see how that's like brightened up those areas? Now I feel like it's just given that brightness on the under eye. A dark circle isn't as obvious. So we're going to do the same here. It's really about using the right texture, but also kind of like helping it to melt into the skin. Right, I'm actually not going to be applying powder everywhere because we're going for that like kind of invisible look. The only place I will, because I don't want to develop any creases later on, is around the kind of eye area, but very close to the under eye. So not necessarily the whole area, because I know that later on in the day, I don't develop creases around this area because there's just no creases there. But the areas that I do naturally have fine lines, they're going to develop, right? It's inevitable. So I want to kind of like set that area so that that doesn't develop there. Now, what you want to do is get a really fine kind of soft brush. I'm using the Sigma E36 brush and I've got my powder ready. Now, before I do that, I'm going to go back in with that other brush I was using. I'll get rid of these creases because I can already see them developing, right? I'm going to do one eye at a time. So I'm going to get rid of that. Right, that's gone. Quickly get this powder. Pressed it very close to my under eye. Now I'm getting this other brush, the Sigma brush, and I'm very lightly dusting it away. And it's such a small fluff brush that it fits perfectly on the under eye area. Do the same here. Now I'm going to get that powder, but I'm going to actually now apply it with my Real Techniques brush, and I'm taking off all the excess, and I'm just going to go around like the nostrils. That's it. I'm not going to put it anywhere else. Okay, now we're going to work on the brows. I'm going to kind of start the brows and then go back to them. I'll explain why. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. I'm just like pressing my spoolie into it, and I'm going to brush through my brows, and I'm going to actually let this sit and dry. So I'm just pushing them up, and then when I get to this middle bit, I push them to the side. And now I'm going to let that set and move on to another area. Now, I want to apply some blush, but I don't want to apply a powder blush, obviously, because I want this to melt into my skin. I also feel like the usual liquid blush that I use, which is Rare Beauty, is probably a little bit too pigmented for this type of look. So I'm going to go for the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte in Cherry or Cherry. No, if it was cherry, it would have been spelled as cherry. Cherry. So I'm going to apply this just kind of along here because I want it to also give me a very slight kind of lift. You can actually use the brush that's on the other side. I'm just gonna like buff this in. And the nice thing about these ones is that it actually does give a slight luminous finish to the skin. It doesn't like dry up fully. We're gonna go with the Fenty Cheeks Out bronzer in Honey Glaze. I'm gonna get my Zoeva brush for this. This is the 110 brush. And all I'm gonna do is just kind of like chisel my cheekbones just a little bit. And all these cream products are going to continue to make everything look very skin-like. So I'm just going from kind of the middle of the ear, just where I know that I like that kind of indent to give me kind of nice cheekbones. Also just going to take it around the perimeter of the face and just on the sides of the nose. Okay, I'm going to use the Benefit Sunbeam because I feel like this is the most natural liquid highlight I've come across. And I'm just going to apply it in certain areas. I think that's about it. And I'm just going to use my finger to pat this in because I feel like with my other finger I can lift off any extra or like excess product that I don't want there. Look, that's really nice. I feel like this is such an underrated product. I don't even know if they do this anymore. Oh my gosh, I hope they do. Okay, we can now just finish the brows because I think the brow freeze is kind of dried up. I'm going to use my Lime Crime Bushy Brow Pen in Baby Brown, and all I'm going to do is just draw just a few hairs. It's not even like everywhere. Honestly, if you put mascara on, it's gonna look like you've put mascara on. So all I do is I just kind of like curl my lashes using my Kevyn Aucoin lash curler. And that is more than enough. You know, I feel like that gives me that kind of lift and I don't need to really put mascara on because ultimately if you're gonna put anything which is kind of drying, you know, that doesn't look like it's part of your skin or hair, it's gonna look like it. So you want to try and avoid having to do that. And if you do feel like you need to put a little bit on, then, you know, use like a really light natural mascara or take all the excess off the actual wand with a tissue and then go in with it so it's not clumpy. But otherwise, I personally like this. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an invisible makeup look. Now, we're just gonna literally finish off with some lips, and I'm gonna use my Summer Fridays lip butter. Absolutely love this stuff, it's amazing. They actually changed the packaging. This is my little like kind of no lip lip trick. So I put on my like kind of balm and I use my MAC Boldly Bare. This is a great lip pencil for, you know, like a barely there look. All I'm doing is just feathering inwards. I feel like this is more of my natural flesh color. And then I just kind of like smudge it. That way I feel like it gives me a little bit of that pinkish tone to my lip without it looking like I've put lipstick on. I just want it to look like it's lip balm. Yeah, that is literally it. So it's an you saw how I looked before, right? Like I didn't look like this. So I feel like this is a really good improvement, like without looking like I've actually got a lot of makeup on. I feel like this is very, even like honestly, you guys are looking at me through a camera. I'm telling you, when I'm looking in the mirror, I can still see my skin. I can still see certain flaws. Again, my good flaws that I like, and I'm happy with that. And if you want to take it that one like little extra step further, what you can do is get your kind of brow pen that you have, or maybe a brow pencil, and just kind of like go over the areas that you've got these, you know, these good flaws that you don't mind kind of enhancing. And that kind of just makes your skin look more real as well. Hopefully this kind of shows you how you can create that invisible makeup look. It really is about how much you melt everything into the skin and buff it into the skin, and use the right kind of textures, use the right kind of brushes, and hopefully I've explained that as I've gone along, like how it works, why it works that way. And I really do think if you just take the time, just take out half an hour to focus on this, I think that you're gonna love it. You'll get quicker and quicker at it, and it's just one of those looks where if you don't want to look like you're wearing any makeup, it's great and you still look awake. And again, I really do hope that I've shown you how the skincare really kind of ties in with this, and it's so important. So yeah, any questions, let me know in the comments box below, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So how did you find this video? What did you think of this look? Let me know in the comments box below, because it's the first time I've done this look and I think I kind of like it, and I hope you guys do too. So anyway, as always, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.